Recording in progress.
That's sick. All right. Welcome back to the Talking Wiffleball podcast that we're filming at 8:30 in the morning. So excuse my voice, but early pod today. All right. Well,
So, playoff preview.
playoff preview. What do we want to talk about first?
Playoffs are tomorrow morning. Neither of us are playing in it, unfortunately.
Sure.
But we will be there to enjoy the fun.
I did squeak my way into the All-Star game though, so I guess there's a plus.
Yeah, I guess before we get all the way into the playoff preview, is there anything from the regular season or from the awards or anything like that you want to touch on?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess congrats to Tegan for back-to-back MVPs was well deserved. Um,
Were you surprised it was that close with Blake?
no,
I was surprised.
I think we've talked about it a couple times. I think both teams were 7-1, and they both. I think if you take Blake or Tegan away, those teams aren't 7-1. So makes sense in my head at least, but I don't know. I think Steven got screwed a little bit.
Oh, for rookie.
I think
rookie.
I think rookie of the year, Steven got robbed, but
Yeah. Steven had my vote, and Blake Sandvik was on my team, and I voted for Steven. So
I mean I think Blake's going to be good. Like, don't get me wrong, but 3 games I don't think is enough.
Yeah.
Steven played a whole season and turned a franchise around that was terrible, and it was a big part of them winning 4 games. So I think I would have voted for Steven if I voted this year, but I know Reed did. So
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think people maybe got a little enamored with Blake's stats, Blake Sandvik's stats, and didn't consider as much that he played in a very limited amount of games because he was such a late signing. But
I mean, other than that, I mean, I don't really think like Blake winning Most Improved is well deserved.
that could have gone to anybody. I feel like any of the top candidates.
Yeah. Gage winning Manager of the Year didn't surprise me at all.
That was another one that could have gone several ways. In fact, I think both of those um, most improved Blake Larwick won with only uh, only 5 total votes. That was another case similar to the MVP where he and Colton Carlson actually tied on the first ballot, and then the people that didn't vote for them had to re-vote for one of them too. And Blake Larwick got it. As for outstanding manager, Gage Metzger won that award with 5 votes. So there's 13 total votes. So he won it with less than majority, but it was most total tallies overall. So those were very close ones.
Yeah, I know. And then outstanding comeback, like Keegan, Keegan deserved that too. So
Mhm.
I mean, I think what was the how much did he win that by?
He won 10 of the 13 votes. There wasn't a single award besides a couple of the all-star things where someone didn't where there was not a single unanimous or unanimous
Unanimous.
winner. Unanimous winner, yeah.
But I mean, I
Even
think
batting crown, which was or sorry, even batting and pitching crown, which Tegan and Eric won easily. Blake Larwick got 1 vote in each of those.
and that's just funny because of how good of a season he had too, and he still only got one
Yeah,
vote.
that's how it goes sometimes.
Was that probably from himself? Did he vote?
So speaking of the All-Stars, and you're an All-Star, are you counting on the national conference to win the All-Star game?
I mean, I don't know.
I would say there's probably a
It's the
good
All-Star game. It's
there's probably a good chance you'll do maybe an inning or two of pitching because I don't think Gage
well, that's kind of what I was thinking
and Blake
because
are
I don't think it's really worth them wasting their arms. And is it because it's not even, does it determine home in the, yeah, so it's really a meaningless game.
oh yeah, it's just a game for fun.
So I mean Blake's pretty young, so I don't think it's going to screw with Blake's arm that much if he pitches in the All-Star game, but I know Gage probably won't want to throw that much. So
You don't even think he'll want to do an inning of warm up before playing the Rapids?
he could. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. I might catch an inning or two in that game, but I'm just kind of happy to have made it. I didn't think I was going to. So I'll take it. First time JAL All-Star. But I mean, I don't really see any surprises that made the team either. I don't think like I don't know. I don't think Cam Morton was stubbed. I'm sorry, Cam. I
I
don't,
think he was just messing around. I don't think he was actually thinking he was. I mean, he wasn't even close.
I don't think he was either, but I just thought it'd be funny to talk about. He I literally I feel like everyone you put on the team like actually earned that. Yeah, sorry, Jared.
Jordan Newkirk led the league in errors by a decent margin, and he was the all-star for
Well,
the
you
national
know,
conference. But he
I
got a
think
high amount of volume.
I was just saying Jordan got the most work in the field, I think, out of anyone,
His
probably by
fielding percentage,
far.
even with all those errors, was still in the 80s. So I guess it's pretty good.
I thought it was funny that he commented on one of like the Instagram posts, shout out to my fielders for making or my pitchers for making me look good. I was like, dude, that's not a good thing. I'm like, dude, you don't want to have to field the ball. Like, you
Yeah,
do understand that, right? He's
yeah,
I tried to talk to him about it. He's
yeah.
like,
Most of the time, the all-star fielder from whatever conference is a team that did not make the playoffs.
well, no, it was the two worst teams.
Yeah.
The
The
starting
Phoenix
fielder
were
from
the
both
two worst
conferences
teams.
are on the two worst pitching teams.
Yeah, it's not always the two worst pitching teams, but it's almost always a team that did not make the playoffs because they gave
Yeah,
up.
they just don't have pitchers, and their fielders actually do something. It's like fair game, I guess, but yeah.
All right, we got about 20 minutes to run through the playoffs. So we can just go through each kind of matchup, or I mean, it's your show. We can do it however you want.
All right. Let's see.
Give our prediction.
All-Star game. I'm just gonna say the NC is gonna win because I'm playing on the NC, so that might be a biased take, but I'm saying NC's win the All-Star game.
I think the winner of the All-Star game, my prediction is whoever pitches a legitimate person the majority of innings. Because like Jordan Newkirk might throw an inning for the national conference just because all the national pitchers are warm and they don't want to spend any more energy on it. And so, and maybe you don't want to throw an inning and Jordan asks too for fun. There's always something stupid that
I'll throw the whole game if they want me to, dude. I don't care. I don't have an arm to save. Okay, Rapids Bison. I'll just I don't know. I mean, if Gage shows up with anything like we're used to him showing up with, the Bison should win that game pretty easily, I
we
think.
think it'll be what's the percentage chance that it's a pretty close game because they did in the regular season when they played their doubleheader. The Rapids won, or sorry, the Bison won both, but the
It
one
was like, wasn't
was
it
like a
10 to 9 or something?
it was very close when, and then the other one was like 10-1, so they won by a comfortable margin, but it was a pretty low scoring game.
I just feel like the Rapids are just happy to be there at this point.
Yeah, the Rapids
because
will be missing Ty too, so that's
well, that's another. Yeah, that's kind of a hit. So they're who's showing up?
it'll be Jared, Evan Chisholm, the rookie, and then they are signing one. I can't remember what the guy's name is, like Trevor or something, but someone Jared Shigul knows pretty well, who's going to be making his league debut in the playoffs. So that's not,
Yeah, so questionable lineup, and
but their lineup was pretty questionable anyway. I don't know that like the only thing that they're really missing is Ty's experience, but his numbers weren't really that great this year.
yeah. So I mean, I'm taking Bison by. I mean, I'd say at least I don't know. I mean, I'd give them like a 70% chance to win that game at least.
Yeah, I'd give him like an 85% chance. I think that the one thing is like if Gage really chokes or something, and it's gonna be a 10 a.m. game. There's pressure.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as he doesn't give up, I'd say more than 10 runs, like I feel like that's a pretty easy win for them.
Yeah, but the thing about it too is their batting this year has been pretty pretty good in terms of like getting hits. And so I think they'll be able to hit Jared
Yeah,
just
I think they'll at least put up 10 on Jared. And that's not even a knock at Jared. It's just them being hitters.
all right. The game after that
Well, I
is
guess the game
pretty
before that,
interesting.
Crew Bambinos is the first one actually.
It's
Was
pretty interesting because one, Chase will be completely fresh pitching. Um, the Bambinos won't have Colton probably because he just had his surgery on his hernia
Mhm.
a couple weeks ago. So he's still out. He might show up. If he did show up and bat, he would probably, I don't think he can even take full swings. So he'd like be bunting or something. It wouldn't be, he's
I,
not going to be a factor.
yeah, I don't think he probably won't play. I would be surprised if he showed up and played.
Yeah.
So I
So
feel like he's one
it's
of the
going to be
guys
the
where,
this is going to be how far can Eric Titus take him,
yeah,
which Eric Titus has won a playoffs game day without Colton there before. JL 22, him, Gage, Tyler Traver. It was a three-man roster that day back in JL 22, and they ran the table and beat the Bison 1-0 in the cup. So he's done it before.
he's one of those guys that he can win a game by himself.
Yeah, the
Like,
difference now between that season is the Bambinos were the one seed that year. So he only had to win two games. Now
mhm,
he'd have to win
yeah,
three.
he's got to run that. But I mean, he can win games fast enough and keep his pitch count down. So I'm not super worried about his arm. Like if he were to have to throw 3 games, because he doesn't walk people all that often.
Now, the concerning thing to me though is that he's a fastball pitcher and
Hmm.
Josh and Chase hit fastballs pretty well.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
think they can actually get runs on the board. It'll be a matter of how good in the circle is Chase. Um, and he'll be completely fresh enough. It'll
yeah, I
it'll
don't.
be not about like how much gas in the tank does Chase have. It'll be how well does he perform.
I think that's gonna be like a. I don't think that's gonna be like a 1-0 like either way game. I think both lineups are probably gonna score a couple runs, and it's just gonna come down to whoever can hold it down the mound.
So what's your percentage
Oh,
chance you give each team in that game?
so I almost want to give this one like 50-50 to be honest. I don't
Yeah.
really I I can see a world where both teams like win this game. I
Yeah.
just kind of
I'll go Bambino's slight edge. I'll give him like about a 60% chance to win.
yeah, I mean I
Just because
probably
I
agree with
trust
that.
Eric over Chase just about 10% more given all the circumstances.
Yeah, that's probably yeah, I'm gonna go with that. It makes sense, even though the Bambinos are the 3 seed, but just based off of
The
everything they've
fact that the
done.
Bambinos finished 4-4,
Dude, that was a
and
yeah,
the
that's
fact that if
probably
the Bambinos lose this first round AC semifinals game, they would finish 4-5 overall. A losing record technically on the year would be wild.
Yeah,
We
it'd be
didn't talk about that probably enough uh leading up to this point, which I guess is my fault,
well,
right?
it's just
But
knowing how good they are, though. I feel like
yeah,
no one's sweating about the fact that they were 4-4 and just barely made the playoffs. Like everyone's expecting Lynx Bambinos round three.
we'll see though. We'll see. We're not putting the percentages that high, it sounds like.
You know, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, so then AC finals, we're thinking it's going to be Lynx Bambinos.
Well, first we'd have the NC finals, but yeah, they alternate.
No, yeah, but it goes. It's AC. AC plays first. The semis are at 9:30, and then the NC semis are at
Oh,
10.
did we do that backwards?
We
Was
did.
that
Yeah, we did it
okay?
backwards.
Okay.
But yeah, so Lynx Bambi's at 10:30 on Facebook if anybody wants to watch. Um,
Bright and early. So I think,
I'm I'm not betting against Tegan right now. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Like I
I
can't.
think I think the Bambinos have a better chance to beat the Lynx because Eric will be much better in game two than Chase would be in game two. Um, but I don't think either one of them takes down. I think the Lynx and Tegan, they seem like they're so on a mission and
Oh yeah.
playing so well.
Yeah, I'm not betting anything against Tegan this year. I mean, they're my pick to win the whole thing right
And
now.
you know what? They're the Tootle Lynx and Shadow Mountain Field is in Tootle. It all seems to be just
Yeah,
lining up.
all signs
It
are pointing
just
towards the Lynx
it just
winning the
seems
cup this
so
year.
great.
I'm on the bandwagon. It's happening.
But
Okay.
so we're both picking the Lynx. How against either opponent, what percentage chance do you give them to win the AC finals game?
Uh, at least 80.
I would give
I,
it about 75
I'm yeah.
because you never know, but it's pretty high.
But like I kept saying that. I was like, we'll see if Tegan does it again. And then Tegan did it again. So I'm just like, I'm gonna stop. I'm just going with the Lynx. Like he's gonna pitch well. It's gonna happen.
Now, who do you have them facing? Because this is maybe one of the toughest picks of the whole playoffs if it happens. Like,
So
tough.
U Dog's Bison, and I don't. This is a game like I could see going like 7 or 8 innings if both guys are just locked in. Like
Yeah,
I don't
back and forth. That'd be fun.
because
Both,
they
both
did it.
teams can both teams can hit the ball too. Now the
Yeah.
underdogs they will be missing Owen Erickson, but they will have Brock Johnson back
Oh,
lineup for them. So that's a pretty
and
good
that's
trade
Brock's
out.
first. Brock hasn't been there at all, right? This is
This
his
is Brock's
first.
first games he's been able to play in all year, but it's Brock. He's got plenty of experience in the playoffs,
Yeah.
winning championships.
So
He's all-star batter for several times. I think that swap of players on the roster is pretty equal at this point.
yeah, I don't, dude. This is such a tough one because if Gage is on, Gage isn't walking guys. It's gonna
But the
be
underdogs are one of the worst teams for what Gage struggles at, which is a team that it will be very disciplined board watching.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like if Gage is, I don't know, if Gage is slightly off, I'd probably give the edge to the underdogs. But dude, I don't. It's just that's a tough game. That's gonna be a fun game. I feel like that's gonna be if the finals, if like the cup isn't a great game, I think the NC finals should be the game of the day for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the underdogs to beat the Bison about a 55 to 56% chance to win. I think if the Rapids upset the Bison that first game, the underdogs would have like a 91 or 2% chance to win. They're just
Mm-hmm.
better. But that I mean, good chance we get that Bison underdogs game. I'm sure it'd be a good one.
Dude, I hope that game goes to extras. That'd be fun as hell to watch.
Who are you taking?
Probably U Dogs right now.
You
Just
got
yeah,
what percentage chance?
probably like what you said, like 55, like not much, but just barely.
All right, so then we both have a Lynx underdogs, two one seeds going at each other, finals or cup championship. And What would you think of that matchup? I mean, obviously that'd be a great matchup. Pretty much
Right.
any of these matchups would be really good outside of maybe like the Rapids. But if the Rapids made the cup, that'd be just such a dream
That'd
run.
be yeah, that'd be a Cinderella run for
If the
sure.
crew could make it all the way to the cup, that would be, I guess, exciting too. I just think it would be last year all over again. Chase would be so eye gas. Whoever they play
Yeah.
would
Um,
probably be able to handle them.
yeah, I don't know that. I mean, I'm
But if
I'm
it's
taking the
under ice,
links.
both Blake and Tegan, they were the two MVP guys. They would only be on their second game of the day. Both would still be pretty fresh. Both teams can hit the ball pretty well, not great, but good enough. Like they're not terrible. Um, could go either way. Who-
Yeah, I mean, I'm not betting against Tegan.
Yeah,
Sorry, Blake, but I
I
can't
think
can't do it.
I would give the Lynx about in that matchup another 55%. Is where I'd about put it.
Well, they've both been so good, but like Tegan, that screwball, whatever he calls it, like it literally starts like up here and ends
The
like down
slider.
here, and then Blake's slider like starts like here and ends like there. So like I'm just going like Tegan's stuff is almost unhittable, I would say. But like Blake's, he's good and he can paint corners wherever he wants to, but like the pitch is still like kind of hittable. Like you can
It
still
is.
see it. But
It is. The thing about Blake is he almost never pitches a bad game. He might not always pitch like a phenomenal game, but it's always a good game or a great game.
no, but yeah, but he knows this because he literally could be like, oh, I'm gonna hit the top right corner of the board, and he's
Yeah.
just gonna smack the top right corner of the board. I feel like that's where like he edges out Tegan in a sense because I think sometimes Tegan doesn't know where the ball is going
Yeah.
when he's
I think
tossing that pitch, but Blake knows exactly where he's throwing the ball when
yeah.
he goes to throw it.
And he throws the slider a lot. And Tegan is a lefty batter. I think that game
Mm-hmm.
would have a lot riding on how well Tegan can not only pitch but also hit Blake.
Well, and then I think it's also that the other way around. I think
Yeah,
that game
except
relies on
he would have Brock's help too.
yeah. It's hard when Brock hasn't seen pitches at all.
It's true, but Tegan Blake would never have seen Tegan's sinker yet, at least in the batter's box.
Yeah, it's that's a tough pitch to hit. I don't. I mean, I've never seen it in the box. I mean, I guess I might in the All Star game, but I don't want to. I'm okay with not having to see that pitch in the batter's box, too.
So
It's
you're taking
nasty.
so you're taking the Lynx, and I
Um,
assume you would have Tegan as your predicted Cup MVP.
I I mean, I think you'd have to unless Allen or McKinley Franklin just hit some bombs or something. I don't know. I mean, if they had a walk off homer, it might be them.
Now, they're your pick, but what percent would chance right now would you give the Lynx to win the title versus the field? Is it above 50%?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I think probably I'd give it like a 65 to like
Really?
70% chance. I don't know. He's been that good.
So you're only giving the Lynx a 55-ish% chance to beat the underdogs, but a
I don't know. I
65%
might be
chance.
contradicting myself a little
Yeah,
bit, but it's just like I I don't know. They're my pick. That's what I'm saying. That's it.
it's fair. It's a good pick. It's a good pick.
Like I don't think
They're
everyone else
definitely not
is.
like an overwhelming favorite this year, though.
I definitely think they are the favorite, though. I mean, they might
They
not be an
are.
overwhelming favorite, but I think they're the. I think everyone else probably backed that statement that they're gonna win the cup.
I don't know if they're gonna win the cup, but they are slight betting favorites, I would say. Yeah. I would give them versus the field about a 40 to 45% chance to get it done.
I don't know. And I might look like an idiot after tomorrow. Who knows? But I think they'll win. I
What's
unless they.
what's the most real surprising but realistic outcome for the day, do you think? I think most people would probably just say probably the Bambinos winning again.
Well, I don't think. So what we said, I don't think would be. I think would be like typical. Like if what like we predicted would be like, that's like normal like JL day. Like I don't think we're anyone's surprised. Like I don't know. I don't think the Rapids really have a chance. Um I I think surprising, but I could see it happening is the Bam or the Bison getting over the hump and actually winning the cup if Gage throws well like he has. I could see that happening. I mean,
I could see it.
boy, is he going to be there though?
Yeah, he'll be there.
Okay, good. Then yeah, that I mean, I think people would be surprised by that, but I wouldn't be like completely shocked. Like I can see that. I could see that happening if
Yeah,
he has a special day. They could win the whole thing. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
yeah. I wouldn't be completely, utterly floored if the Wrecking Crew actually made it all the way to the cup. I'd be surprised if they won the whole cup, but I do think that the Wrecking Crew in the cup is a possibility that maybe people aren't fully considering right now that could happen.
Are they gonna have Sean and Krister there?
It'll just be it'll be two man, Chase and Josh, but that's
Okay. Well, that's still more than
and that's
enough.
basically what they've had all year. So
Yeah, I mean, it also I feel like it depends with Chase too, is how many balls he's throwing, because like if he can get through the first two games with like 20 or like around there, like amount of pitches, like he shouldn't be too tired for the last game. It just depends, like if he's throwing 50, 60 pitches a game, like then he's
if
gonna be
it's throwing
tired.
50 to 60 pitches a game, they probably lost and they're out.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I could see the Bison or the Crew winning it, to be honest, and then Eric could go on a special run. I don't know. It's a I really think the only team that's like not having a chance is the Rapids,
Mm,
and I mean I feel like that's just Jared being kind of in the same chase or case as Chase with the getting tired after a certain amount of games, and Jared it's usually 1.5. So no, I mean they could win the semi and the finals, but I wouldn't see them winning the cup if they made it that far.
yeah.
Just because once Jared loses that like couple miles an hour in velocity, his control just goes out the window, and he'll tell you that himself. Like I'm not shitting on him or anything. Like
I fully expect them to compete though against the
I
Bison.
do too. I'm not saying they're gonna roll over and die, but hopefully Evan and whatever rookie they just signed can help out at the plate, and they might give them a run for their money. You never know. And then Gage could show up and walk them into the finals. So
All right. Well, my wife is texting me that I gotta leave, so that'll do it for the show.
dude, we're not getting off on the poverty podcast timer this time.
No, I think we covered everything though. I
Yeah, I
think
don't think
we just
there's
gotta
really.
show up at Shadow Mountain Field and see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, peace out, guys.
So yeah.
Later.